broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
What's happening, guys? Welcome to Season 7, Episode 4 of Modern Family, titled She Crazy. And in this episode, she is indeed crazy. You guys, if you're watching us on YouTube, make sure to subscribe, comment below, and like the video if you like it. If you're listening on iTunes or SoundCloud, you can also subscribe there. I'm your host, Nicholas Grava. You can follow me at Nicholas Grava on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat if you want to get crazy, all of that. And today, we have something very special with you. I wasn't here last week. I apologize, but I am here this week. And I'm joined by an AfterBuzzer newbie. This is his first show ever. This is really exciting. Adam, where can they find you?
They can find me at Adam Salandra on all the amazing social media sites you mentioned.
Wow, Snapchat. Thank you.
Thank you
we
for
are
that.
Clearly spend too much time on social media. If you guys want to tweet with us, you can. We'll be checking our phones during the show. And again, if you leave comments on YouTube, we will get back to that for next week. One thing we do on the show is our favorite line of the night.
Yes.
We're going to hold that till the end.
Suspenseful.
I hope you have... Yeah, this is really what they tune in for. It's
Great.
the favorite line.
Keep them hanging.
For this episode, again, I wasn't here last week, so the episode before, I was a little underwhelmed. I love the show. I love everything about it, but I just felt that the storyline seemed a little bit like, we're in season 7. Give me something different.
Yeah.
Give me a different, again, I can't say enough. I do love the show.
2 weeks ago. You're talking about.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago,
okay.
Not last week.
Sure.
I think they did that this week, not necessarily with the storylines, but with bringing different characters together. Like,
yes.
When I see Lily with Phil,
I was thinking the same.
That's a change and a breath of fresh air.
Yes.
And also when we have Mitch with Luke, again, fresh air.
The two pairs I was thinking of.
Really?
That's
the only
amazing.
two pairs I can think of.
But yeah, I couldn't think of their names, so I had to let you take care of it.
Yeah.
But it's true that I think the different pairings, and they have such a big cast, some people weren't even in it this week,
yeah.
That they're able to do that. And what fun it is.
Yeah, I really do enjoy it. Also, one thing that we are a big fan of when we talk about it is how it is such a big cast. And so I also do the Mindy Project, and it's a smaller cast, but yet each storyline is so separate from each other.
Sure.
In this one, I love when it all gets together, when they have a family event or anything. It always seems to flawlessly sort of loop together, and that is one thing I think that they do geniusly.
And after 7 seasons, that's impressive to still be doing it.
After okay, you have a single cam comedy for 7 seasons. It's a feat, really. I think I can't.
Definitely.
Obviously, what's your favorite comedy of all time? Doesn't have to be single cam. This is gonna tell. We just met earlier, so this is gonna tell me a lot about you.
I have 3.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
I have to tell you 3.
Go ahead, go.
Arrested Development.
Yep.
The Comeback. Can we call that a?
Oh my God, that's my favorite show in the world. You
Yeah.
just went really high up my book. Yes, we
that's
can
why
call
I had
that
to do 3. And then
comedy.
For classics, The Golden Girls is. I mean, 30 years ago, and it's still funny. Mm-hmm. That's good.
True. You're up high because you said The Comeback.
Yeah.
You're down low because you didn't mention Friends.
Oh, but of course.
Well, you didn't say it.
You're right.
So let's not say of course.
You're right.
Anyways, we open up with Phil. So he has these eggs that...
Sweet Phil.
If you have eggs for a month and they have not hatched yet, I think Claire has a fair point to try to hint at, maybe they aren't gonna hatch.
But he's a believer.
And thinks that he goes, what do you mean? I love that she was like, Phil, have you thought of the possibility? It's been a month. They might. He's like, be alligators? No, Phil, not quite what we were
thinking. Not where I was
thinking.
headed with that. It's a beautiful mind, though.
Yeah, I guess it is. It's she tried to spin it to Mitch. She was like, he's so determined and, selfless, and he's helping something else. It's a little pathetic in a way.
But
good.
And it did work out, didn't it?
Yes, it did. It worked out. So he ended up hatching. I knew. Okay, when we saw her come home and she was like all battered up from what happened to her. Did you think, okay, they're gonna imprint, because they said that in scene 1, that I'm like, okay, why would they say that the ducks imprint on the first person they see? I'm like, this is perfect setup.
Well, it was perfect if you pay attention. I think that's where I went
wrong. All right, we're doing good. No, I did. I was expecting that, and then I also thought she was going to sit on the eggs when she was sitting on the couch. But
yes, I thought when I heard the crack, I thought that's what was happening.
Me too. I was like, oh, she's warming. I didn't think she was killing them. I thought she was warming them
right.
up. He's building a, what did he call it? A
duck village.
A duck village.
As you do.
As Phil does. I ain't about to have the eggs.
I wouldn't even have the eggs. Exactly.
Yeah, I would send them to the area that you would put them in, and I'm not about to build a duck village. He tries to get everybody to build it.
And
nobody's
that's a lot
into
of no's.
It. I love when Mitch came in and he was like, oh, I have something for you to do, and he tells her what it is, and then suddenly he's totally open to take Luke driving.
Yeah.
When Luke's a terrible driver and he's aware that it's going to maybe end up in an accident, he'll take that over. He leaves Lily with him.
Yeah, he said his options were frat party, a duck village, or car crash, and he chose car crash.
and he's okay with his decision.
So that tells you.
I mean, who the hell wants to sit and build a duck village? Not me, but clearly not even Lily.
Yeah, not even the child. The
actual
child.
She's my favorite. I get a lot of pushback from some other hosts. She's my favorite character in the show.
I wrote of all time.
Of any show,
including Friends and the comeback.
Okay, don't you ever do something
just
like
kidding.
that. Okay,
I actually wrote her down because I wanted to mention that at first, or a few years ago, they sort of turned her into the best character.
Yes.
And I'm wondering if she's losing it a little as she grows older. This episode.
First you don't say Friends in your favorite TV show, and now you're going to try to take an attack on Lily. Are you
serious?
Things
are going well.
Yeah, I don't know what you're trying. No, I guess because she's older now, she's getting more, it's not just like the one line.
Sure.
Which she is hilarious at. What was it? Oh, when Mitch and Luke are about to go driving, she's like, "Oh shoot, I guess I'll sit in the back seat."
Yeah,
that's funny.
No, I'm not against you here. I'm just hoping that it doesn't
fade out
because I agree.
A fair concern.
There was some award show that they did a thing. Did you see it? And Lily was kind of the star of the
award show.
It was just like a little segment. No, it was like the Emmys, something like that.
And the Emmys.
If you've heard, I don't know if you've heard of that. But Lily, it was the first time I saw her like kind of be a brat, let's just say, but it was so good. It was like I was like, this
like in
girl.
real life, you're saying?
No, she was acting.
Oh,
she was in character as Lily.
Some people, some old panelists, they're very big here at AFTERBUZZ, the Garza twins. They said that they thought she was a little bit of a biatch.
That was the word I was going for, but to me that was a good thing. Like she did it perfectly.
Right, she's playing it great.
So that was great.
They were like, but a lot of people, yeah, I agree. Anyways, she's the funniest character in the show. So, moving on from that, Cam and Mitch, I thought, had such a funny storyline.
They were my favorite of
to see one of my favorite words, bromosexual, as Mitch called it. So they let these frat kids move in upstairs. They were trying to rent out the apartment, and it seems that, Cam just is blending with wherever he is. I can relate to that. I don't know if it's a good or bad thing, but when I'm in an environment, I commit to the environment.
I'm very glad you said that because I didn't want to. It's my first time. I don't want to admit to the world.
Right, you don't want to admit that.
But I don't like the comeback, but I thought you did, so I just said that. No, just kidding. I love the comeback.
I wrote it on my preference sheet.
No, but I agree.
Yeah.
If you have that... I never think about. I'm never like, I'm gonna turn this up.
Okay, same here.
But from inside, it happens.
And then exterior people will be like, "Do you know what you were just doing?" And I'm like, "No, what do you mean?" And they'll be like, "Oh, you had a southern accent." Like, "Oh, you were getting a little crazy." I don't notice it, but it just happens. I don't think it's a bad thing.
I pick up an accent far too easily.
Me too. It's not. I think it's a skill.
Me too.
Do not that it is a skill.
I agree with you because it helps me feel better about myself.
Me too.
So,
I can't be in a situation and just be like, well, what? No, you buy into the situation.
Have fun.
I think it's a good thing.
Cam does. He had a good time.
He did. So they're trying to basically induct him. I took it as they're inducting him into the fraternity when they're like having him do shots and stuff. And they're doing like all these hazing things. He gets into it. He's
there. And I love though that I've heard a lot of complaints like, oh, he's such a stereotypical gay character. Mm-hmm. A lot of him is, but a lot of him is obviously very not. Like,
that's what
I'm
saying.
He loves the football. He's able to at least match up. But that's something I couldn't. I can turn it up for a lot of things. But if it was a bunch of frat guys talking about football, I'd be like,
this is where I exit.
Yes.
I think he, so he as a person, I know I follow him on Instagram, and he is a huge football fan. So when he became a football coach, I was like, oh, he got that. You know, 7 seasons later, you had some pull with the
Same
writers.
with the clown, though. He went to clown school in
You're
real life.
Joking.
Swear. And that's why Fizbo.
Yes. Blew my mind.
I'm back
really?
in the game.
Who goes to... I guess he does.
I'm
not going to trash it.
Clowns, I think, are probably the main people that go to clown
Thank
school.
you. Thank you for making that very clear.
He was one of them,
yeah.
Which is pretty sweet.
Okay, I hate to cut to the best line of the night, but it did happen in this scene, and it was when Cam walks in, and he's like, and he's mad at the way, I know Mitch walks in, he's mad at the way Cam is acting, and he's like, okay, hang on, bro. And then Cam quickly sees it, and he's like, oh, what's up, sweetie? And he's like, oh, look you're back. Yeah, look who's back.
That was mine too.
Don't lie.
I swear, look who's back. Hey, sweetie. Look
wow, it really does.
I mean,
say
it's mostly
that.
just lines
yeah,
scribbled,
I can't
but
read
that's
it.
what
Your
it is.
handwriting is worse than mine, and mine's bad.
But you can see the proof is in the pudding.
It is. Wasn't that a funny? Okay. Do you have a second favorite line?
I do, right below it, just in case. I just felt that.
What?
So I chose Luke saying, "I ain't afraid of no goats."
Oh, I didn't even because
a pun, and that's great. But my first one was exactly yours because it was brilliantly executed.
It was brilliantly executed. I guess if I had to pick a second one, it was cut to Phil at the end of the episode being like, the duck's imprinted on Claire. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. He was devastated.
I can really relate to Phil in a lot of ways that I wouldn't like to admit. Moving on from that, Mitch and Luke take the car ride.
Yes.
Mitch is just venting his way out. I don't get in the car with new drivers. It freaks me out. I'm not subjecting myself. No, because he didn't want to build a damn duck house, and I guess I can understand that.
He literally was like, you can crash this car. It's better than my alternative.
He was reclined in the passenger seat. Like, Luke is being like, I'm lost. And he's like, yeah, I know. I am talking all over the place. It's like, no, he's literally lost.
Right.
Although that's why we ended up seeing Cam with the goat on the side of the road.
So that all worked out.
Yeah. And he quickly, even after Cam was admitting that he does this, that he transitions to different people, the kids drive by and they're like, oh, hey. And he's like, what's up, my brothers?
Right.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, immediately.
He did it again.
Of course.
I think it's just part of people.
It's going to, if he wants to change, it's going to take him a long time. But I liked, mostly because it made me feel better, that Mitch was like, oh, that just means people like him. It's fine. Yes. They sort of met in the middle.
It's a likability thing.
Yes.
It's positive. It's not bad at all.
No.
Gloria and Manny have an interesting storyline. I can also relate to this, which is also in social situations, if I get overwhelmed, I used to watch it on TV, people like speak gibberish or just forget what they're saying, and I'm like, no, that doesn't happen. And then even like on shows, if I'm like caught off guard, I'm like,
sure.
Or I'll say words that absolutely do not make sense in the same sentence together.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
So
either you're just agreeing with me, or we're very similar.
No, I just do this thing where whatever someone's
reflective
like,
listening.
No. It really, I've not lied one time this entire podcast, which that is a lie. But there might have been one or two.
Okay.
Overall, we are on the same page, and I love that.
Well, I do like that too. You fit in well here. We need a fourth guest. We only have 3. Welcome to the panel.
Welcome. And I do love Friends, by the way.
Good. That's better.
Just so we know.
Friends of the comeback are tied. Anyways, right. Manny is trying to talk to Chelsea, his crush barista. I mean, they put in a last episode, he was in college. He was at at Alex's college hooking up with some chicks. We think he left the room, and I just caught up today.
No, you're right, but I forget what happened.
I think it just ended on him leaving the room, and Luke was consoling Alex. He took that opportunity. But now he's trying to, catch up with Chelsea, the barista, and he is lost for words, just like his mother is when she was watching her telenovela.
Yes.
And it was exactly...
That was amazing.
So funny.
I thought that was going to be the whole thing of the episode, and it wasn't, but it could have been. Like, that was funny enough.
I agree. I would love to see that, actually.
Totally.
So she is sitting at the hotel where the star of the show that she loves is there, and she's like, it's not stalking because we're gonna be friends. I just want to smell her hair. Nah, Gloria, that's stalking. By the book,
some might say.
Most
would,
unless you're the person that's doing whatever. She tries to give Manny advice.
Yeah.
And then she doesn't really take her own advice because the actress, do you remember what their name is in the show? I don't remember. Mariella. She's like, oh, Mariella, and that was good for. I don't do Gloria well. I'm not gonna do it again. I hope it for the books. I hope it was good. Anyways, she walks up to her and she starts speaking gibberish.
Yeah, and then the point is proven that it's not always as easy as it seems.
It ain't.
This is kind of side note, but 7 years and they're still doling out great life lessons.
Okay, that is 100% what I like about the show. I think also its success comes from not only life lessons, but as crazy and absurd how it can, as much as it can be, it's grounded in like some realistic situations, which the writers and the creators said they based it off of their families.
Right, but at the end of Full House, it'd be like the music plays and it was corny, and you're like, even as a kid, like I can't get something out of this. Yeah. I'm a little touched every week on this. I'm like, I can relate and I agree, and you taught me something. Thank you, Modern Family.
The last moment that I was really touched in it, I didn't really get touched tonight. It was the 2 weeks ago when Haley and Alex were saying goodbye at college, and she was like, and Haley was describing, she's like, Alex doesn't like her roommate, and Haley was like, but I had a roommate that I didn't like, and then I ended up being my best friend, and she was talking about them living together.
That was beautiful.
Touchy moment.
Probably cried. Who can remember 2 weeks back?
Who can remember? Shed a tear or two.
I did think it was if I were going to cry tonight, I really was happy for Manny when he made the call and she said yes.
He was funny.
Do cry over most things. I know.
Are you an easy crier?
Easy.
Oh, I'm cold as a mother.
Well, between the two of us,
we'll show some emotion. Correct amount of. Yeah, I'm very cold, and
Good for you.
I don't think not nice. So much. Good for me. Well, anyways, we cut to Claire trying to prove her point with her father in the company,
and that got intense. That's why when I was young, my friend was like, come over, but I have to feed some birds. And I went into a pigeon coop.
Are you serious?
And I didn't like it.
I have a phobia of birds.
Okay, well, I do too now.
No, you don't, actually,
No, pigeons.
I have a phobia of all birds.
I don't love birds, but pigeons, because of that, no. So that's
why the fuck were you in a pigeon coop? Are you serious? Why did your friend have a pigeon coop?
Why?
I don't know.
She didn't. This was 95, and her neighbor did, and he was out of town, so it was like her job. I hated it. And I still do. I don't like pigeons.
That's a nightmare.
It made me feel like birds are scary. So to see her being attacked, I was like, I don't know what special effects they're using, which they weren't. I mean,
that was real.
Yeah.
I thought the same thing.
So anxiety. I'm glad you felt that.
So it runs in my family. My mother's afraid of birds. My sister's afraid of birds. I'm afraid of birds. I'm afraid because I watched them be afraid. And I actually, most recently, there was a nest of birds hidden away near my car when I was getting in it, and I saw it fly away. I jumped in my car so fast, I hit my knee and smashed it on the door. Still bruised. Actually, right now. That's how afraid I am of birds. She was attacked by pigeons tonight. If you didn't watch the episode and you're just watching us talk because you love us so much.
Yeah, which is impressive.
I would never, as an actor, do that. I would say, no, CGI or cut the scene.
Okay, I need to really put myself in her shoes. She's making a lot of money, but it's so against everything I stand for.
She has enough power on the show now.
Yeah.
If you're a guest star, maybe.
So she just didn't care.
I think she's just like, she must like birds. They were on her shirt when she was. No.
So even when she was holding the ducks and was like another one down my shirt.
I'm moving off this topic. I don't want to talk about birds anymore. I'm not even kidding. All right. She tries to move up in the company by talking about how creative she is, but really she's on the corporate side.
Yes.
Her ideas, they've been there, done that.
They were probably amazing the first time anyone heard them.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, but that was not the first time.
Mm-hmm. Been there, seen that, is what they felt like.
I guess she's not a closet pro.
Oh, is anybody? I don't know closets. I don't know what you could possibly pitch to make a closet cooler, newer, that no closet company has ever seen before.
I thought about this last week. Jay is very rich, very wealthy from his closet company, and I thought, don't you just you have a closet? And then, I'm not fortunate enough to live in my own home, but I feel like I move in and I'm like, well, this is the closet I now have.
Right. It's more of the closet is predefined.
Yes.
Maybe as we get older.
Clearly we're wrong.
Well, clearly if he's making that, and clearly the show's 100% realistic.
Right. So.
No, I'm sure there are. Okay, I don't think y'all care about closet discussions, but no, I agree.
We don't though either. That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
No one cares about clodsets, but he's doing well.
And he's doing well, so maybe I'll get in the closet business. This whole acting thing don't work out. Other than that, I'm trying to think. I did have... another line I really liked. This is a random part. Mitch said, "You're a middle-aged gay man who punctuates sentences with your hip."
I love that too.
Hilarious.
Only there were 3 jokes, or we like the same things. Either way, it's good to be on the same page.
I think because we like the comeback, there's a certain taste for that show. Yes. I feel
I do have automatic respect for you to not just say you liked it, but it was at the top. I'm like, we're good.
Why?
I wasn't even nervous about the whole Friends.
Jane, all right, we're cutting this out. That was a reference from the comeback.
Yes, which we're not supposed to be talking about. So,
I want to do an after show if it comes in another season. Anyways, that's pretty much our show for you guys. If you had a favorite line, please comment below.
Yes, let us know.
Again, tweet at us your thoughts, feelings, and deep down emotions. To him, I'm cold. I don't care.
He's not going to care, but I'll probably cry.
You guys can follow me at Nicholas Grava. Where can they find you?
At Adam Salandra.
Thanks for watching, you guys. We will see you next week with another episode.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.